For 12 years, we have been meeting here almost without stop, except COVID stopped us from 1 year. In fact, we are 13 editions, but physical, there were 12 editions. I must emphasize, Chennai has been very kind to us, and Shastra University has been very liberal in having a faith in us that we can deliver the best. For 12 years, he has been with us. It has been one of its kind conclave. Many others copied us later on. We have been leading others, those who claim to lead us. We started something which was not there at all, because education was not the primary objective of this country. Education was just for business for some people, because more Indians remain uneducated, uninformed, than it was for the Western world to fool us. Education never got the priority which we are getting now. We decided, okay, as a newspaper organization, it is our responsibility to bring to the focus the kind of education India needs again. Because we were the best in the past. But we were given some education system which made us slaves mentally. We were physically freed during independence, but mentally we were controlled by the same education system which was delivered to us through the books, through the literature, which was written by foreigners for India. It was not written by Indians for India. The thought process came from Berkeley, from Harvard, from whatever, Oxford and whatever. They thought the best method of teaching was from there. We thought, let us bring something to the focus which is required to unite India, because education is the only subject. It is a knowledge which can make India powerful again, and is making powerful again. So we started with the concept of Indianization of Indian education. That was the theme of the first, that Bharatiyata, in the term that how we Bharatiyakaran of Indian education, how we Indianize the Indian education, because we have a great past. So when we are looking at it, that how to bring it there, our objective was very clear, that we had for the last 12 years, 25 sessions of 200 hours discussing various issues which involve Indian education, primary to higher education. We have 600 speakers so far, from former President Bharat Ratna Pranab Mukherjee and Dr. Kalam, who was the first to inaugurate it. We had about a dozen chief ministers, a dozen governors, about 25 vice chancellors every year, academicians, film star, sports person, all the opinion makers who came here and discussed the issues of education in this country. It was a kind of, I would call the rendezvous, where the conflict of ideas took place. They were fighting for ideas, not for any ideology. How to make India better educated and better informed and better prospective. So in this process, we had some kind of, when they say, for us, the ThinkEdu education has been some kind of platform individuals who indulge in confrontation of ideas. That my idea is better for you than you. My idea for a better India is better for you. My idea of a better education is better than your idea of education for you. There may be a conflict. Leftists may think in some particular kind of way. What we provide is a platform, okay, you discuss what is good for India, what is not good for India. Let us forget the bad and adopt the good. So we wanted to define the good, how to make the better the best. We were from the worst. We wanted to make it good. And when we reach the good, we wanted to make it better. Now the stage has come, how can we become better than the best in the world in terms of education, which we are going there. National education policy, for example, which came after many years of fighting, many policies were made. Ultimately, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, he made it a point, okay, we'll have a national education policy. Some people still don't agree. But if you go to the national education policy, it has evolved out of discussion and idea which we had in this platform. If you read the national education policy and the speeches on our website made by various speakers, it reflects that we were able to influence some part of it. And Mr. Sahasrabudhe will come in the afternoon, you'll see that he speak about it. So what was this? Our objective was to revive the forgotten Indian rich heritage. Revive the Bharatiyata. Revive the principle of India, the pride of India. Revive the richness of our Vedas and Puranas. Revive the relevance of both Kautilya and Chanakya. We were talking about all that which we had. Revive Bharat, who's provided literature and scripture to the entire world. People are reading about them. Revive the Bharatiya model of teaching and learning. That was the whole idea. Revive the concept of one Bharat, inclusive Bharat, pluralist Bharat, and prosperous Bharat. Revive the divide, remove the divide between elitist and irrelevant education to a relevant education which makes Bharat proud. That was the whole objective of education here. So we have been doing it, and we continue to do it, because education, well, language divides, but in this case, people try to divide the India through languages. But national education policy has made such a platform where these languages can be one language of India. Everybody will be studying some language, some part. Tamilian will be learned by North Indian, Hindi will learn by South Indian, Sanskrit will learn by somebody else, some other like Bengali will learn with all Bengalis. So we have made that possible so that everybody knows the Indian language, at least one extra Indian language, rather than their own language alone. So we, through the system of education, we have contributed our bit. We will continue to do that. That was the whole idea of that. Coming back to today's program, I'm really feeling very proud to get my old friend, who's the governor now, so I have to follow the principle of protocol, His Excellency Governor Arif Mahmood Khan, who was my friend till he became the governor, so I have to call me governor now. Your Excellency, we are really thankful to you for coming here. He is one of the ministers, was one of the ministers, who was the youngest minister in Rajiv Gandhi cabinet. He created a history of a different kind, resigning on principle. He could have stayed on. He comes for a community which people think is not the part of the mainstream. But by one action, he proved that this community thinks better than all of us think. He resigned on Shah Mandu case, and that he left politics to study Indian literature, Indian thought processes. And when he was in Banwas, political Banwas, I think he is one of the rare scholars who speaks more Sanskrit, knows more about Indian Vedas and culture than anybody who teaches them. So we have to be proud of him when he speaks on any subject. You can't figure out that whether he went to those gurukuls where these things are taught or not. He can tell us what is actual Bharat. He can tell us what is actual Dharma. He has been governor of Kerala, which is most fiery state, troublesome state. He has been there for 5 years. He has been facing demonstrations. He has been facing geraus, but he has stood his ground. So he is with us today to deliver the inaugural lecture. Sir, the stage is yours. You are most welcome. After that, before we inaugurate formally we have to do that, no? Lamp ceremony we'll do, then after that. Thank you very much. Welcome again, all of you here.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot to look forward to here at the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024. Of course, like Mr. Prabhu rightly said, taking our proceedings further, we have a formal lighting of the lamp to invoke the divine powers. If I may invite Mr. Arif Mahmood Khan, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, to lead us with the lamp lighting, Mr. Prabhu Chawla, the Editorial Director, the New Indian Express. It is also my pleasure to extend a warm invitation to Ms. Santwana Bhattacharya, Editor, the New Indian Express Group, to join us with the lamp lighting. I'd also like to take the opportunity to invite Ms. Lakshmi Menon, CEO, the New Indian Express, to join us with the lamp lighting. Ladies and gentlemen, if we may have your complete attention. We'd also like to extend a very warm invitation to Professor Vaidyanathan to join us and grace the stage during our lamp lighting ceremony. Welcome, sir. Professor Vaidyanathan Subramaniam, welcome, sir. A beautiful start to the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024. Please join me as I extend thanks to Professor Vaidya Subramaniam. Thank you, sir. A very special thanks to Ms. Santhana Bhattacharya and Ms. Lakshmi Menon for gracing the stage. And with that, we are all set, ready to begin our sessions here at the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our speaker, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, ready to take to the stage, and our session chair, Mr. Prabhu Chawla. A loud round of applause as we begin our first session, Chancellors and State Universities defining, sirs.
Shri Prabhu Chawla ji, the new Indian Express family, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to compliment new Indian Express because they are possibly the only one who organize an annual conclave on education. Generally, media gurus go for more glamorous and attractive or rather controversial subjects. But to pay attention to something which is absolutely basic, particularly in the Indian context, because our civilization from ancient times, our culture has been identified, and instead of using my own words, I would like to use the words of Arab historians of 10th and 11th century. Each one of them has written world history, somebody in 10 volumes, somebody in 11 volumes, 8 volumes. And surprisingly, there is one thing is common there. In the first chapter, most of it has been devoted to India. And why? They say that there are 5 dominant cultures or civilizations in the world. The Iranian civilization is known for its majesty. Chinese is known for their craftsmanship and obedience to the law and rulers. Romans for their beauty and chivalry. Turks for their bravery. And these are not my words. They have used these words. India is the only civilization which is known for promoting knowledge and wisdom. That is India's genius. We have been not just one place. All our books are full of exhortations. Tapa swadhyay nirittam. Ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. And then question has been asked, what is tapa in Upanishad? And the reply given is, tapa is the austerities which you take voluntarily, which you enjoy. That, what is that tapa? That tapa is swa adhyay, acquisition of knowledge, plus sharing the knowledge with others. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, in one of his essays, has written, India cannot attain true independence unless it is recognized that her foundation is in mind. Our foundation is not in other things. Her foundation is in mind, which with its diverse powers and confidence in those powers goes on all the time creating Swaraj for itself. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi last year, in his address from the rampart of the Red Fort, he talked about Panch Piran. And one of the Panch Piran is to develop cultural legacy and be proud of it. When I had occasion to discuss with him after his speech, I said to him, I said, sir, the Indian legacy is the legacy of knowledge. The time of fall and decline which we have gone through was only because we ceased to be loyal. And again, I won't like to use my words. I will use the words which have been used by Swami Rangnath Nanda in his famous book, Eternal Values for a Changing Society. He has said therein that India, right from the inception of its civilization, was a society who were worshippers of Ma Saraswati. But a time came, and then he mentions about that dialogue in the Upanishad, that pursuit of knowledge not merely means acquisition of knowledge. Sharing of the knowledge is equally important to complete the process. And then he says that we continue to pay lip service to this ideal, but we really cease to be loyal to the ideal. We continue to be engaged in the acquisition of knowledge, but we stopped sharing knowledge with others. And he has quoted from Srimad Bhagavat, Saraswati Gyan Khalv Yatha Sati. A scholar who imprisons knowledge within herself or himself and does not share it with others, then that scholar is not a worshipper of Ma Saraswati, he is a villain of Saraswati. Saraswati Gyan Khalv Yatha Sati. Fortunately, not after independence, much before that, what we call the Indian Renaissance, which started from Bengal. Initially, it was known as Bengal Renaissance. This new awakening has come. And we have realized that without education, it is not possible to produce enfranchised human beings, beings who are free from prejudices and biases, people who have that equipoise, sanctity of spirit, refinement of spirit, development of mind. And that is why in our tradition, education is called tad dittiye janma. You are born from your parents, but you take your second birth through your teachers. If after receiving education, 10 minutes का है, मुझे बता, already 9 minutes already. Okay, 1 more minute. So if you, after receiving the education, if you continue to be the same, then your education, my education, has not really served its purpose. And that is why it has also been asserted. Tejas vina vadita mastu. Whatever we learn, the knowledge that we acquire, we must internalize it so that it manifests itself in enlightening others. And the best, we have to have this question-answer session, so I'm supposed to conclude my remarks in 10 minutes. I've taken 1 more minute. It has been, I find it, there are so many quotes, but what Bhartari Hari has said about education, I find absolutely captivating, enchanting the mind. He said, Vidya nam narasya, rupa madhikam, pirchanna guptam dhanam. Vidya bhokari yasha sukkari, vidya guru nam guru. Vidya bandhu jano videsh gamane, vidya param devtam. Vidya rajsu pujyate nahi dhanam, vidya vihina pashu. That is the importance of education in Indian tradition. I agree with one which is defined by Atma, all inclusive, the common inheritance of all mankind. What to say of men and women, people belonging to various nationalities? Our culture does not leave out even animals, birds, or plants. Because once you create others, others are to be feared. Others, there is a natural instinct. You fear the other. You try to dominate the other. You try to exploit the other. That Indian culture does not allow, and that is why it has been said, Ano bhadra kirtavo yantu vishvata. We should be firmly rooted in our own ideals, in our own values, in our own ethos, but at the same time, sky is the limit. We should be ready to expose ourselves to all kind of thoughts. Because without comparative study, it is very difficult to crystallize your thought process. And finally, I would say that emphasizing the importance of the education, because we often hear this term Vishwa Guru. Vishwa Guru is not an upadhi, it is not a title. It is a role which has to be performed. And Indian thought leaders, whom we call rishis, what they had envisaged. They had envisaged, Etad desha parshu tasya sakashadagraj anmana swam swam charitram shikcheram prithviyam sarvam anava. Their vision was that India will be such a hub of knowledge that people from all over the world, they will come to India not to learn about Indian culture and civilization, to learn about their own culture, about their own civilization, about their own values, about their own ideals. The expert teachers will be available in India, and they will come to India to know about their own history and their own culture. I hope and I pray that we pay heed to all this which was dreamed by our thought leaders, and we truly start performing that role. Once again, I compliment you for organizing this conclave, and as I said earlier, on this very serious and grave subject. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving us ideas of what kind of system we need, culture we need here. And you spoke so much of English. But education, you rightly pointed out, our problem in India has been politicization of Indian education, politicalization of Indian education. Whether it is in the primary school or it is in the universities, India has been victim of politics of education, because education was not taken as a source of inspiration, knowledge, but used as a power, political tool to get votes. In terms of dividing by languages. But basic problem is our university used to produce leaders. Most of the leaders in the last 10 years have been from the university leadership. They have been coming. But coming back to your role, because when I say politicalization of Indian education, higher education is in a mess in India. We have about 800, 900 universities, private universities now. And we have so many government universities also. None of them finds a place in the first 50 global universities. There must be rotten in our state of education. My feeling is universities in India, this is after looking at the last 5-10 years experience, politicalization of Indian university, making the seeds for fighting on political lines. Am I right? Because you have been also chancellor of my university, that a chancellor who's appointed by a political establishment, a former politician, can he disconnect himself from the ideology which he represents and the objective of a good higher education?
Before I come to the role of the chancellor, one more thing I would like to point out, that unfortunately for a long period of time, education, instead of becoming source of enlightenment, and as it has been said in our tradition, education is something which liberates us. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Instead of that, education for a long period of time became something like you need a license to carry a gun. So in order to pursue some profession, you need some degrees. And it became divorced. India has always believed in Gyan Vigyan Sahitam. Gyan and Vigyan. Vigyan is to know the world outside. And Gyan is, there is a whole world inside you. So Gyan Vigyan Sahitam. Sangya Pragyam Apekshate. The end of all scholarship, all learning, is wisdom which results in doing good to others. Unfortunately, that is the major ill from which our system of education suffered for a long period of time, because Macaulay had a clear vision. Not that I would like to say that that was alien. Nothing is alien. Anything from Indian viewpoint, nothing human is alien to us. But they had a limited objective of that education, to create India, to educate a number of Indians who can serve them. And they were prepared only for that purpose. The holistic view was not there. And unfortunately, that even after independence, we did not give up that line of thinking. And now with certain modifications were made, I won't say that we had followed totally that line, but overwhelmingly we continued that tradition. But now with new education policy of 2020, I think at least on the level of policy, there is a sea change. When you talk about the role of the governor as chancellor, certainly there is we must not forget that for a long period of time, very long period of time, India was politically fragmented. It was that politically fragmented India when Shankaracharya arose from Kerala and he went around the country, created 4 mutts, and people generally say that by establishing these 4 mutts, he created a sense of unity among Indians who were essentially politically deeply fragmented. India was divided into small parts. But I personally believe that buildings, it is ideas, not buildings, which bring change. What the achievement of Shankaracharya was not creation of 4 mutts. The real thing which he did was, he took out 4 Mahavakyas from the 4 Vedas and gave one Mahavakya to each one of these mutts. And all those 4 Mahavakyas, they have almost the same meaning. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvam-asi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma. Meaning that the unique contribution of Indian civilization is that it has divinized humanity and has humanized the divinity. And if I use the words of Swami Vivekananda, he said, my mission, and remember that right from Shankaracharya to Swami Vivekananda, no one has ever claimed originality. They have only reinterpreted the old ideals and values into taking into consideration the new environment and the changes which have taken place. So Swami Vivekananda said, my mission can be explained in very simple words. I want to teach unto mankind. He did not say to Indians. I want to teach unto mankind their divinity and its manifestation in all movements of life. That is what, that part is what was totally lacking in our education, because it has a universal approach. As I said earlier, religion, any culture defined by religion will create others. Because everyone does not belong. We believe that all people, ekam sad vipra bahuda vadanti. All people should not be confined to one single interpretation of reality. That we have this universe. To give an illustration, there are older democracies. They did not give voting right to women. Why? Because they were influenced by the Greek thought, which has really shaped the European mind, that women do not have the soul. Black people do not have the soul. And somebody who does not have Atma is fit for exploitation. We have a right to exploit them. India had only 14 or 15% literacy rate when we became free. We started with universal franchise. Why? Our leaders were better than them. That is not the reason.
Sorry,
Our cultural values were
I
different.
interrupt you because
Yes.
basic question, the topic is chancellors and governors. So I want to ask a very specific question.
Yes.
Do you think time has come that governors and president and vice president, they should not be appointed chancellors or visitors of any university? Let to the academicians only.
No, I do not agree. And this background I have given you only to emphasize, highlight the thing that in India, forces which are of divisive nature, they are of ancient yore, whereas our unity is a political unity. I'm not talking of cultural and spiritual unity. Cultural and spiritual unity, it is because of that political unity has come. But politically, India has been fragmented. And there is no dearth of politicians who are swayed when they get public support, who get swayed, and they start pursuing things which are not really very conducive to strengthen the national unity. They start doing things which give strength to divisive mindset.
So you mean
Therefore,
that-
and autonomy of the university, here you have educators sitting here. Autonomy of the university is a sacred concept. In United Kingdom, when a minister has to seek opinion of an academician, he never calls him to his office. The minister himself goes to the house or the office of the academician. In USA, if you have to give evidence, whosoever you may be, you will have to stand in the dock. But if a teacher comes, whether teacher is from primary school or from university, he is the only one, she is the only one who is offered a chair there. Unless we show respect for the autonomy of the universities and to protect the autonomy of the universities, you will have to save the universities from interference by the executive. And the only way you can save it from from interference by the executive is that the chancellor should not be appointed by the executive.
No, I'm just saying, okay, we'll go because time is a little. So basically, you're saying that for autonomy of the university, you need a politician to be the chancellor of a university, whether selected by a government who is at the center or in the state, because it happened conflict between that. So you're saying there's no need for a change of present people, governors heading the university.
Honorable President and governors, I think it was a very wise decision taken by, at that time, that chancellorship or the responsibility to protect the autonomy of the university shall not be wasted in the government, but at the central level in the Honorable President and at the state level in the governors.
Other question you must have read in the newspaper, I have also read it. Honorable retired Justice of Supreme Court, Nariman, has pointed out about the role of governors in his speech recently, which he has chosen you also there in that.
He has chosen to?
He has spoken about chancellors and everything about the judgment.
Okay. No,
So what do you want to say about Mr. Rohington?
Well,
Because Rohington is well respected. He is not a person who is politically aligned, but he has taken.
No, I don't think you have read it really with care or heard the speech carefully. His whole anger was directed at me. He was not talking even about the chancellors. He was just showing his deep anger against me. And Governor of Kerala, although the fact is, most of it about me, he did not mention Punjab governor, he did not mention Tamil Nadu governor. All three cases were pending there. He was unhappy with me. I wish he had told the audience what I have here with me, this paper, and I will give it to you. The government of Kerala has sanctioned. What is the name of the Honorable retired judge of the Supreme Court, whom you have mentioned? What is his name? Say a bit loudly.
Rohington?
Full name.
Full name, I call him Rohington.
Full name.
Rohington Nariman.
Nariman is
Is
father.
that right? Is
His
that
father.
right? Now I will read the government of Kerala. This is Gazette notification. The Advocate General has requested the government-wide reference so-and-so to sanction 30 lakh rupees to be paid to Shri Fali S. Nariman, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, 9,90,000 to Subhash Sharma, his junior, 4 lakh to Shri Zafir Ahmed, again his junior, and 3 lakh rupees to Shri Vinod K. Anand, his clerk. Total is 30 lakh, almost 14 lakh, and 3 lakh.
Which year? Which year?
About the same, this case, the case which was filed against us in the Supreme Court.
Fali appeared there.
He had not appeared. This is what I am telling you. Only for giving opinion. Only for giving opinion. I wish he had informed his audience that there is some conflict of interest when he was speaking against me.
I will not get into
And I'll, in fact, this is very important. Can anybody in this hall imagine of approaching the Supreme Court if he has to pay this fat amount to the advocate only for giving opinion, not even to appear in the court? The father is receiving the money and son is blasting the governor for having not allowed a situation where that opinion can help the Kerala government. That is my answer.
Anyway, you have given us information because Fali Nariman is very respected.
Sorry?
Fali Nariman is the most respected.
Sir, most
jurist even
respected.
now.
I am not saying he is not respected.
And
I am only showing you the Gazette notification of the Kerala government.
I
Will you be in a position, if your case goes to the Supreme Court, will you be in a position to pay, and you are one of the leading men in the country, will you be in a position to pay 40 lakhs only for opinion?
I would not get into debate with Honorable
Sir,
Chairman on
what
this.
kind of...
I will take it as information.
Sir, we are discussing education.
I
What
will-
is happening
I
to
will-
our judicial system?
I will take it as information for a newspaper, so
Yeah.
that is, I won't comment
Yes.
on whether it's right or wrong,
Yes.
because let the public judge about it.
Yes.
I will leave it to the audience for
Sir,
one.
if somebody from my family is being paid such huge amount, and without mentioning that fact, I am lambasting somebody in my public lecture, is it even in accordance with the principles of the natural justice? The bills about which they had gone to the court, there must be sitting many lawyers here. Though the bills which have been passed by the assembly, the purpose is to remove the governor as chancellor and give the authority to the government to appoint the chancellors for each university. Now you will incur some expenditure on the office of the chancellor, and if you incur some expenditure, then there is a constitutional provision, then that bill will be called money bill. And if you want to pass a money bill, you need prior approval of the governor. In order to curtail that, what they did, they passed on the responsibility to meet the expenses to the universities. In my opinion, those bills are money bills. Those bills, no way I can approve them. But Honorable former Justice is saying, I do not know whether he has read the file. I do not know whether he knows the objection which I have, yet he has chosen to lambast me. But this paper shows that there is a conflict of interest. His father and his juniors have been paid 40 lakh rupees by the Kerala government.
Good information. Anyway, now we have to know that how Arif Muhammad Khan is a man of conviction rather than convenience, and he does what he feels his conviction is right. Thank you very much for coming, because we don't have enough time.
Thank you
But
very
we
much.
appreciate
Thank
your
you very
program.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sirs. Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the session to our close, it is my honor to invite Mr. Prabhu Chola, our session chair, to present our speaker, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, with a memento of the occasion, extending our thanks. A truly thought-provoking session, ladies and gentlemen. 100% candid, open to conversation, and a lot of food for thought and conversation, kickstarting the first session here. May I request you to please keep the applause going as we have our session chair presenting the Honorable Governor of Kerala, a memento of our thanks. Before we do, in fact, wrap the session to a close, if I may request all our guests to please rise for the national anthem. We truly appreciate your presence here, sir, the Honorable Governor of Kerala, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw the session to a close, we have the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please join me as I extend our thanks to the Honorable Governor of Kerala and, of course, our session chair, Mr. Prabhu Chola, for an amazing inaugural ceremony here at the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, a gentle reminder from our session here that it is not just the pursuing and the gathering of knowledge, but it is also the sharing of it that truly sets us apart. And of course, like Mr. Prabhu Chola rightly said, it is time for us to revive the richness of our legacy and keep it going. We do have exciting conversations, thought-provoking sessions here taking place on stage, and I'm truly excited to let you know that this next session, we're going to delve into the intricate dynamics of political landscapes, exploring factors that may shape the outcome and, of course, influence the pulse of the public. As we set the stage, I have to say that this particular session is titled Pole Position, Who Will Win the People's Mandate? We're truly honored to invite onto the stage Mr. John Brittas, Member of Parliament, to join us for this session as a speaker. Welcome, sir. I'm also excited to let you know that we have Ms. Khushbu Sundar, politician and actor, joining us for this session. Welcome, ma'am. Please continue the round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, as I invite Professor Gaurav Vallabh, National Spokesperson, Indian National Congress, to take to the stage and join us, sharing his thoughts and insights. We're also elated to be joined by Mr. Saravanan Anadure, official spokesperson for the DMK. And ladies and gentlemen, chairing this session, please join me as I invite Ms. Santwana Bhattacharya, editor, the New Indian Express Group. Like I said, pole position. Who will win the people's mandate? Of course, we are setting the stage for an exciting conversation, getting our day started with an invigorating session. It can only keep our energy high. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular conversation happens here at a platform, the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024, where knowledge converges and excellence prevails. Together, we're here to explore the transformative power of education in shaping the future of our society. Our distinguished speakers, of course, this session and with every passing session, hail from various fields. They're about to share their profound insights and innovative ideas, ideas that set them apart. Ladies and gentlemen, with this session, we embark on a journey of intellectual enrichment, fostering a collective commitment to advancing education for a brighter tomorrow. And with that, it is time for our session. Please give it up for our session chair as we begin a conversation on pole position, who will win the people's mandate. Over to Ms. Santwana Bhattacharya. Welcome, ma'am. Good morning.
it on? Yeah. Welcome all of you. Why do we discuss election and poll in an edu conclave? Though Mr. Chola just said what ails our university and the education system is the politicization of it, I must say that in a democracy, this is perhaps a more sacred thing that we do, which is elect a government, vote. And especially for students, we have students in higher education vote to elect. So it's very important they understand that role. Whether that leads to politicization or politics in campus, that's another matter. This is a year which we will where we see a very important election, 2024. We are going to choose our next government for the 5 years. But this is it's not just in India, but in the neighborhood and almost 40 countries across the world that elections are taking place. 2024, when we are looking at the year ahead, what was most remarkable is the fact that there were so many elections across the world. And here we pride ourselves for being the largest democracy. So, Kumbh, I would like to begin with you. We'll have a common question, this thing, all of you respond to it, and we can begin with you, because we just have the consecration of the Ram temple, which in a way has set a massive narrative for the election. So tell me, you are a politician from the South. How much of that is going to impact elections in South and particularly in Tamil Nadu, in your state?
Hi, very good morning to everyone. It's such a pleasure to be on the dais with very good friends of mine. And I think I don't look at this, the inauguration of Ram Mandir, as a political bait, and especially down in South, because we know I come from BJP, I'm the national executive member of the BJP, but I would still like to accept the fact that yes, as far as Tamil Nadu and Kerala is concerned, BJP is a step behind. We are not finding a very great foothold till now. But yes, there is going to be a huge change in the next 6 to 7 years. And this election is going to be definitely challenging for us. And we would like to believe that we are going to make a huge mark in the upcoming elections in 2024. And that's because we have always seen there's a change of pattern in voting when it comes to Tamil Nadu, and especially in the South, between the assembly and the parliamentary elections. So people, when you see in Tamil Nadu especially, the kind of love and respect they have garnered for the Prime Minister, I'm sure there's going to be a huge change. And it's for people to choose right, that who's going to be at the center, who's going to be at the center government. And they see the kind of progress the country has made in the last 10 years. So I think people are intelligent enough, and we'll wait and watch as to what the election results are going to be.
Since it is Kumbh who started it, in all fairness of things, I should allow Mr. Anadurai to come in on the same issue.
Yeah.
How much the Ram temple and the Ram narrative going to determine elections, particularly in the South and your state? Will it have the kind of impact and frenzy that we are witnessing in the North?
Yeah.
And particularly the Hindi heartland states?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. We had this Ram temple consecration a few days back. And in the state of Tamil Nadu, it has never had any impact. Even in 1971, there was this massive rumor which was said that Periyar and his followers slippered Ram's idol and took it on a procession. DMK won a massive mandate in 1971. The biggest thing is in the state of Tamil Nadu, people are smarter. They understand that we should not mix religion and politics. That is why we were able to ward off BJP in the state of Tamil Nadu. Though BJP in 2014, from 2014, in the last 10 years, they have made massive strides across the state, across the country. In Kerala and Tamil Nadu, they were not able to make any dent. They were not able to make any inroads. This is the important reason. That apart, when it comes to temple, the BJP always portrays that we are a party, DMK is a party which is against the Hindus, and they are the party who are supporting the Hindus. But if you look at this consecration, it was very clear that it was a political move. 2014, 24 elections were playing in the mind of Mr. Narendra Modi. That is why a half-built temple. It was not completed fully. They wanted to go ahead with the consecration so that they thought we will not be able to speak about any other issue. If you look at the narrative in the last 1 month, did anybody speak about the petrol price rise? The diesel price rise? Of course, they're not rising. They're kept at a constant because elections are approaching. And if we take the international crude oil price as the benchmark, which it should be, the petrol price should be capped at 62 rupees. But we are paying 100 rupees. So where does that 40 rupees go? It goes to ensure that the loans given to the corporates, corporate friends of the BJP are waived off. We are subsidizing the loans taken by the big corporates. You and I cannot go take a loan. We know how difficult that job is. So the idea of the BJP, of this consecration and everything, is that to push back every other issue of the common man, unemployment, that is the biggest issue. They don't want us to talk about. Now it is over. Another 1 month, they will keep talking about this again and again and again. But fortunately, in the state of Tamil Nadu, we have a leadership, we have a government which prioritizes education. We have libraries in every district. Within 15 months, we were able to build a massive library at Madurai. This is what every government should do. The union government, the BJP government, said they will build an AIMS. When? In 2014. 2014, they said 16, this thing was laid. But even now, everybody knows, not even one brick was laid. This is the importance the BJP gives to education, and the importance given by the DMK to education is also well known.
Okay, Mr. Anandurai, we have understood you are building temples and BJP is, you are building libraries.
Absolutely.
And BJP is building temples. But, you know, between emotion and intellect, so it is going to be a contest of that sort.
See, that is why I said people of Tamil Nadu are smarter. They know. They know what is important to them.
Can I just give one simple...
If you look at the number of best colleges in the country, of course, Mr. Prabhu Chola was lamenting.
Just a moment,
Most of the
universities and colleges are owned by DMK.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
Mr. Prabhu Chola was lamenting that we are not among the top universities in the whole world. But at least when we compare in the state of India, in the country of India, Tamil Nadu, if you take the top 100 colleges, almost half the colleges are in the state of Tamil Nadu. If you take top 10 universities, at least 4 or 5 of them are in the state of Tamil Nadu. That is because of the Dravidian ideology, that we give importance to education, we give importance to English. That is why we are having this conversation here in English. But here, if you ask the BJP leaders, they will say, why English? It is a colonial hangover. All the leaders, all the BJP ministers, their sons and daughters would be getting a degree in Oxford, Harvard, everywhere. But they don't want us to learn Hindi, English.
Okay.
They say, please read Hindi. Hindi is our national language.
You must allow your other panelists to also have a say.
Can I just respond for a minute?
Quick point, and then I have to allow Mr.
Yes, I would like to just mark, thank you, Sarvanan, for such a strong points you have placed, but I would like to remind you that with the Pran Parishta Puja which was happening, because it's not going to make any impact in Tamil Nadu, yet the government of Tamil Nadu made sure that there was a complete ban on the telecast. The High Court had to intervene. They made sure that when you talk about Sanatan Dharma, it was said that it has to be eradicated because it is about COVID and cancer and dengue. Then we talk about the colleges. Most of the colleges and universities are owned by the DMK members. We have to keep that in mind. And let me remind you, none of them are state government. They all are CBSE board, because Hindi happens to be a second language in their owned schools, including the school which is owned by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. His own daughter runs a school which is CBSE board, and it teaches Hindi. So it's a complete farce when you say that Hindi eradication, there's an imposition of Hindi. Everybody can speak Hindi except the people of Tamil Nadu. Their own DMK leaders, when they go to Delhi, they learn
this
Hindi
is not a
because they say
debate.
it's a time of survival. I think education should be left to the people who know what is education about.
No,
We should not be
we'll
even
come back
talking
to
about it, and we should stick to the discussion what we have here. That is about the poll mandate.
Just a small report.
No, this
No,
cannot
just
become
give
a
me 10
DMK
seconds.
versus
Give me 10
BJP.
seconds.
No, I
Give me
will
10
Saravanan,
seconds.
this will go on. It will be
No,
between
I know.
me and
Give me
you.
just 10 seconds. See, she says we don't know Hindi. So what? I'm asking, so what? We don't have to go to Delhi for any job
No, you don't
opportunities.
have to.
We are going
You don't have to
America.
go to Delhi, so
We
make
are
sure
going
that
to London.
2024 you don't fight the elections.
The students here know it very well. Almost in the state of Tamil Nadu, each and every one of their families will have
Last
a
year,
child
Karnataka had
or their
60,000,
cousins or their
65,000
Okay, now
people
that
who
is-
actually
nephews
wanted to
in
learn
London
Hindi.
or in
Tamil Nadu, you had
US. That is
2.5 lakh people who
because
applied
we
to
did
learn
not
Hindi
read
in
Hindi.
Tamil Nadu
This is
alone.
not a
English.
TV debate. Please cooperate. This is not a TV debate, and we should not value judge any linked language. Okay, Hindi is spoken in more than one state. It is not spoken. I am a Bengali myself, but I have worked most of my life in Delhi and in the northern states. So, linked language, we should not value judge that. And knowing a language, whether it is English or any other language, should not be judged in any way. Okay, Tamil is a great language, and we have had great literature in Tamil, and studying in a university in Kolkata, I have read some of the seminal texts of Tamil literature in translation. Okay, and that is a good thing, right? It is linked languages make everything, rich cultures accessible to all of us.
No,
Now
we have seen
will
how
allow
many super hit Hindi movies. We had Basigar running for 1 year. That is because we did not hate Hindi. We have the largest number of Hindi Prachar Sabhas in the state of Tamil Nadu. We have the largest number of people studying Hindi. We are only saying, please don't impose it on us. If you want to read it, we will read it.
There's a point, but we are watching more Tamil films now and South Indian films everywhere, not just in South, in the Northwest, everywhere. Okay, so that way culturally things are opening up. So we should not value judge all the time. Mr. Britas, while we are still on the southern part of the country, please.
I will salvage this discussion from the Tamil discourse now. Kushbu should bear with me. The question about next election, I think that is the theme of this discourse. I feel that the most important aspect of the next election is to bring back the country from the brink, restore the institutions, ensure the sanctity of the parliamentary democracy, ensure that the federal principles are upheld. Few minutes ago, you had a session anchored by Honorable Prabhu Chawlaji, wherein the governor of Kerala had the audacity to say that, accuse a jurist like Nariman of taking 30 lakhs to ensure that his son gives a different opinion in support of Kerala government. The politics has reached such level. You need to take back this politics from this trash. A constitutional functionary talking such nonsense in a very important summit. Now, coming back, when I talk about bringing back the country from the brink, I feel that I'm a member of parliament, I'm still under suspension. Could you visualize that the parliamentary democracy has reached such a level when 146 MPs have been suspended for no reason or rhyme? Now the narrative has started in the name of Ram. Yes, we do all acknowledge Ram, but it's not the Ram of Modi, it's the Ram of Gandhi we acknowledge. Please understand that. It's a Ram of compassion, not the Ram of revenge. But the narrative which has been painted across the country by the media, and earlier the media was Godi media, now I think the media, one vowel has to be changed. Prabhu Chola ji, you were a giant in Delhi, you are very close to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Do you see that sanctity of governance now in Delhi in those terms? The media, I would say, the vowel E should be changed as O. Media should be termed as Modia now. So we need to redeem the pillars of this democracy, whether it is parliamentary democracy, the executive has become one person, not the collective wisdom of the ministry. Now the parliament has become subservient to the executive. You know the plight of the judiciary. You have a Supreme Court judge saying that the common man has lost his faith in judiciary. And you know what has happened to media. So I feel that this is a time we need to restore democracy, and 2024 elections would be naturally an opportunity for the people. And I have full faith in the people, the resilience in the people. We need to restore democracy in this country. Thank you.
Gaurav, now you tell us, you have you are the other national party, one of your prominent leaders is leading a yatra in the Northeast. And your presence in the Hindi heartland it's almost like a disappearing act, especially in the state where this temple has been consecrated. So tell us what is going to be your narrative. And here, while you are in coalition, in an India coalition with the left, but in Kerala you are at loggerheads with each other. You can't decide what is going to happen in Bengal. Every day we are getting, whether we are Modia or media, we are reporting on the bites
I'm
that
glad that
hold.
she accepted my proposition as
No,
Modia.
because I give you platform here. That the fact is, you are able to come and...
You're speaking the fact now.
Yeah, okay. You are coming and sitting in a media platform talking to students, and we are providing you that platform. So what you call us it's up to you, Gaurav.
Namaskar to everybody here. One lesson which I would like to share with my students who are here, that always try to sit very next to the anchor so that you get first chance to speak. The more is the distance, the last will be your probability to speak. We were discussing about Hindi, English, Tamil. Anyhow, that is not our agenda today. We had started our discussion with the Pran Pratishtha of Bhagwan Shri Ram. That is very good. It has been done as per the Supreme Court guidelines. We welcome that. There is nothing against that. But after Ramji's Pran Pratishtha, now it is a turn for Ram Rajya. And people are going to vote for Ram Rajya. And Ram Rajya is with India. And what is Ram Rajya, you know? In Ram Rajya, every young person should have a job. And you will be surprised, in a quarter ended October to December 2023, the unemployment rate in the age group of 20 to 24 is 44.5%. In age group of 20 to 24, the young students who are sitting there, half of them are not going to get the job. This is CMIE data. The second pillar of Ram Rajya is that every Mahila should have a Samman, every woman should have a respect. And you will be surprised, and Khushbu is aware of this data, I am very sure. As per the NCRB data of 2022, every 51st minute there is a crime against women. Is this the Ram Rajya? The third pillar of Ram Rajya is that the farmers and the other people should get their honorarium for their mehnat. As per Government of India, a farmer's family is earning 6,426 per month for entire family. In other words, hardly 200 rupees per day for a family of a farmer. This is not going to be Ram Rajya. The fourth pillar of Ram Rajya is that there should be Sadbhav. There should be unity in diversity. We should not discuss whether Hindi or English or Malayalam or Telugu. We require each language in our country. We require all of them. That is the premise of Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya doesn't mean that my one friend is just trying to say something, other friend is just countering this. That is not Ram Rajya. Why can't we talk about how to get these people, these young students, getting their job? And job doesn't mean getting a 10,000 rupees job on a bike. They are running from one house to other, delivering some Zomato food packet or something else. That is not job. Ram Rajya means we require a good price for the farmers. What happened to C2 plus 50% MSP for farmers? Why can't we give? Ram Rajya doesn't mean that every 51st minute there is a crime against the women. And Ram Rajya doesn't mean, and that is very specific to Tamil Nadu. In FY23, financial year 2023, 13,290 MSMEs were closed down. Ram Rajya doesn't mean that we should promote monopolies. Only 2, 3, 4 business groups are getting the entire business of the country. That is not Ram Rajya. What is happening? And Ram Rajya doesn't mean Bhagwan Shri Ram ne to shabri ke beer khaye the. Right now we are discussing about what is the language, what language we should teach. We require education, whether it is in English or Hindi or Malayalam or Tamil or Telugu or any other language of the world. We require jobs for that educated. That is Ram Rajya. And people of our country are going to vote because Pran Pratishtha ke baad to Rajya sthapit ho chuka hai. After Pran Pratishtha, if you are not going to follow the principles of Ram Rajya, people are going to throw you out. The Ram Rajya is the Nyay. And that is what you had asked me in a question. Nyay, the justice is the premise of the Ram Rajya. And for that justice, our leader is walking from Manipur to Mumbai. Why our leaders, why our Prime Minister, is he not allowed to get down in Manipur and talk to the people of Manipur with what happened? This is not Ram Rajya.
Gaurav, you have gone with this narrative in the recent state elections as well. Our elections in 2024 doesn't seem to, it doesn't look like it is going to be any different. It has become increasingly personality-centric, presidential type of election, where every prime minister that we have had, there was a moment in their reign, which, or in their tenure, that where they peaked. If for Nehru, it was his, establishment of the institutions, or his speech, or with Vajpayee, it was an attempt to reach out to the neighbors and solve and long festering problem. With Manmohan Singh, it was the civil nuclear deal. With Mr. Modi, is at the moment, it looks like he is a peak of political career. With whatever they politically, through their manifesto, had promised, has delivered, and it is being clubbed with some development work. Against that narrative, what is your narrative? Unemployment, and it is a very powerful emotional appeal to the voter.
See.
Right? So what is the counter narrative with unemployment, inflation? These are issues which cannot be ignored. But are you finding traction? And together, what is the counter narrative that you have? And who is your face against Mr. Modi?
After a peak, there is always a downfall.
See, you said that BJP had delivered what they had promised. Young students are sitting there. 15 lakh, all of you got now? Please raise your hand.
I didn't say they have delivered.
So,
I have said there is a very powerful narrative which has been said.
So that is only
Yeah.
narrative.
Yeah.
That is not delivery. Otherwise, all of you might have received 15 lakh or 2 crore jobs. By this time, 10 crore jobs has been delivered. But on the other side, I gave you a counter data, 44.5% unemployment level. So our narrative is justice. Justice for these young people, for getting the job. Justice for farmers, for getting their fair price. Justice for women to have an equal opportunity at all fronts. Justice for everyone. Justice for democracy. As my colleague had pointed out, 146 parliamentarians are out of parliament. Then what kind of this parliament is? After a few days, the budget session is going to start, and he is here. Then what is the use of that budget session? It is not going to be Man Ki Baat in budget.
Vote in account.
There should be a counter baat also. We are fed up with this Man Ki Baat type of movement, that you come and deliver your baat. अरे हमारी बात तो सुनो, इनकी बात तो सुनो. ये यहाँ बैठे हैं, इनकी बात सुनो. There are a lot of things we have to hear from them. So our narrative is justice. Our narrative is मोहब्बत की दुकान. That is our narrative. Our narrative is that all of us, as we were doing in the past 75 years of our post-independence, it is not that one state is doing something
But
better
is
than...
it giving
I'm just concluding. One state is doing better than other state, that is good. But that second state is doing better in some other thing. That is what we are proud of. That is what India is. We are right now talking either on conflict on languages. Sometimes, madam, I am surprised. There is a debate on India and Bharat. Madam, Bharat or India?
आपका तो इंडिया
I am just telling Bharat or India.
Alliances for your
So
India.
She doesn't believe in India.
Whether it is, no, I'm
I
saying
believe in India and Bharat both.
that is you. I didn't even complete my answer before you pitched
I
in,
believe in
Gaurav.
both India and Bharat. Madam, India not, no, you don't believe in India?
I don't believe in the
this kind
alliance
of
India what you talk
cross-questions,
about.
this
India
kind
and Bharat or Hindustan, everything
bhai,
belongs. Namanad, Namma Manne. That is what is
So-
important.
so it is
India
something-
is your alliance
It
what you
is
talk
something-
about.
Gaurav, we can't. This
It
is
is something-
not AICC podium where you
I'm
give
not saying-
this
what
thing.
is this?
This
I'm
is a serious
saying, madam,
discussion. Please allow others
Madam, I
also
am
to
saying
speak.
that
They are
if
all your allies
I
also.
just last sentence, if I don't like name Khushbu, so can't I say, Madam Khushbu, if I don't like her ideology, then all Khushbus of the world are bad. So I will say this, I don't believe in the ideology of Khushbu Sundar, then all Khushbus are bad. No, I don't say like that.
You have
so
in the
if you
democracy,
don't,
you have all
you
the
have
rights
a
to have
problem
your
with
own
India name.
perception. Now coming to
Acha,
that,
please,
I'd just like
this
to
kind of personalized conversation is not what
Okay,
people are looking
before-
at. Why
let's
don't
be,
you?
I think let's be a little more serious because
Yeah.
it's going to be a duel. See, these are all very difficult times, I would say that. These are times when scientists talk about astrology, when mythologists write history. These are difficult times now, you know that. And let us see the facts and figures. When we talk about federalism, we really believe that there should be cooperative federalism. But when Mr. Modi talk in terms of cooperative federalism, there is crony federalism. Even the institution of governors are being used to disrupt state administration. That is happening in Tamil Nadu, that is happening in Kerala, that is happening in all the opposition-led governments. Just tell about a single index where this government has fared better. Let us talk about, say, extreme poverty. See, the states where BJP is ruling, BJP has ruled for decades. As per the Niti Aayog's statistics, the extreme poverty level is something like 30%. In all the southern states, it's below 10%. In Kerala, it is less than 1%. You know what is the reason? You know what is the reason? We have kept BJP away from power. You talked in terms of a narrative that it's a foregone conclusion that BJP is going to come to power. That is a narrative of the Modia. I won't say media, it's a narrative of the Modia. See, now, just look at the television studios. See, the only job of the television anchors to create polarization. Hindu, Muslim, Hindu, Muslim. That's my colleague talked in terms of unemployment, poverty. See, why are we not concerned about those verticals? Mr. Prabhu Chola, I agree with him in all his almost all the points which he made in the opening remarks, except one point he said, troublesome state. Kerala is a troublesome state. That was to, of course, pacify Mr. Arif Mohd Khan. Can you discuss about education without referring to Kerala? Can you discuss about education? Kerala is Kerala. It's ahead of all the states in all the social indices because we have not allowed BJP to have a foothold there in Kerala. Precisely that. We don't want people to fight in the name of religion. Now, you are discussing about Pran Pradishta. Of course, good. You give Pran to gods, no problem. But give Prana Pradishta to Manipur people also. People are dying there. Let the Prime Minister go to Manipur and give some Pran to the citizens. That is his primary duty. Take care of the gods, take care of the people. See, the Prime Minister's duty is primarily to take care of the people, not the gods. Our constitution is secular constitution. We don't want to mix religion with politics. Even the thin line of difference between religion and politics have been completely conversed. Is there any editorial in the media which is to criticize Modi for merging this religion with politics? No. You have completely caved in. That's why I said all the 4 pillars of Indian democracy, executive, legislature, judiciary, and media, need to be restored. Unless you restore these pillars, you won't be having a democratic process in this country.
I think I need to
Okay,
come in here
you
for a
ta-
minute.
no,
For a minute, I need to come in
one
here because
moment.
because both my friends have been talking about it. I think I need to come in here when you're talking about poverty, when you're talking about atrocities against women. As a National Commission member for Women member, I have to say that all the complaints we get, the maximum complaints come from non-BJP ruled states. And I'm here not as anybody else, but as a woman, because that is why I've always stood up for. Now, I would like to tell them that today the country is going towards 6 trillion economy. You see that we are talking about eradicating poverty. Just 3 days back, we all have seen in a newspaper, more than 25 crores people have been lifted from BPL level. Now, we need to look into it. The damage which has been done in the last 75 years, we cannot clear it in 10 years. We need some time. But today, if the country, if India or Bharat, as what he says or what he believes
Khushbu,
in,
you will
I
get
think we
enough
need
time to
understand.
set your narrative
No, I'll say
outside.
because they have said it. So I need to put in that this conclave is about education. It's not about BJP or Congress or DMK. I think we need to stick to it, that what we have come for, how we are going to provide the facilities to children. Today, when we talk about Make in India, people have been becoming their own leaders. They want to become their own, they're becoming entrepreneurs. They want to be their own bosses. So I think we are moving forward. We are moving forward. And it's just that if some people have a problem with democracy and the way the India is moving forward, I think under democracy of this, as the largest largest democracy of this world, I think we need to understand that we have to give them that platform and say that you are entitled to your opinion, but the people of this country, they know what they want to do and they know when to vote and who to vote for. And I will let the people and the youngsters with
They will
more than
decide whether
65% of
ask them
youngsters
or not.
below the age of 30. 65% below the age of 30 is what the youngest democracy of India is in the world. So the youngest people we have in India. So I think I leave it to them to decide who they want to vote for.
So how do you think, Mr. Annadurai, the narrative she is setting, which is also dripping with religion and all that, how much of that will work in a state, say, like Tamil Nadu?
See, the BJP, the biggest problem with the BJP is they want to destroy the identity of India. See, when we studied in first standard, I think right from first standard, what we were taught is India is a pluralistic country. Unity in diversity. But the BJP wants to destroy that. They want to homogenize everything. They are afraid of the diversity of our country. That is why they say one everything, oneness in everything. They have this toxic obsession over that word oneness. They don't want to appreciate. See, we have repeatedly pointed out.
You have to be short now.
Yes,
Our session, we are running out of time.
Yes. See, we have repeatedly pointed out that this diversity is the important reason for our integrity. You want to crush this diversity, the integrity will disappear. But the BJP does not want to learn its lesson. When I want to finish, I want to also, Mr. Prabhu Chola, while asking questioning the governor, he asked one valid question. What is the role of the governor being the chancellor? He never answered it. If it was a TV debate, I would have interfered and said, Mr. Governor, please answer. Or I would have given the answer. Now I'm telling you, see, the governors were made chancellors, not now, from the British times. These universities set up during the British time, those statutes were simply followed. If the state government says, we don't want the chancellors to be the governors, they are well within their rights to change them. Because it is the will of the people. So far, we did not have any problem because the governors were apolitical. But now, we are seeing the governor in the state of Tamil Nadu is spreading rumors. He said he went to this
Godanda. Last
10 seconds. See, a classic example. The governor says, I went to the Godandaramar temple. I saw the priests. I could see fear in their eyes. We thought he was an ex-IPS officer. We did not think that he is a psychologist who could see fear looking at the eyes. Or we did not know that he is an astrologer who could foresee that these people were having stood the rumor of the governor. He said, nothing. Probably we were all tired because we were making preparations the whole night. So this is the kind of narrative BJP wants to divide people on the basis of religion, on the basis of everything. That is what they are experts at. And everybody has pointed out clearly how the people of the youth of this country are given a rude jolt. They don't have jobs. And what did Mr. Amit Shah say? Sell pakoras. That is also a job. This is not what we want. For that, we don't have to have this kind of education. And one of the most worst thing about the BJP is they are trying to stop the access to education. NEET. Okay, MBBS, you'll have to have the merit. That is a different debate. QET. Your +2 is not enough. You want to join a BA economics? You'll have to write an entrance examination. Are you willing to write their entrance examination after studying +2? Why should they undergo this ordeal? They say, whatever you have studied until +2 will not have any impact. We will only look at what you write in that examination. And how do people get clear in these examinations? By going for a coaching class. See, this is what the BJP is for. They don't want inclusive growth. But the Dravidian ideology says, include everybody, give access to everybody. Our great leader, Dr. Kalaignar, said, up to 10th standard, no fail. Pass everybody, because we want to give them minimum access to education. Even if you are a dull head, no problem. Go up to 10th standard, grasp whatever you want. But the BJP's new education policy says,
Okay.
5th standard we will have
we
a
have
public examination. Will any student, have you ever written a public examination in 5th standard? Would you have gone to school? Everybody would have bunked school and sat at home. This is the ideology we are opposing. This is the ideology we are saying. Enough. 10 years we have seen where India is. We don't want India to be where
Mr.
India it is in the
now
next
we
10
will
years.
have to, we are completely run out of time. We have to wrap up. All of you have put forth your narratives, and let's see what 2024 throws up.
Can I have a
Thank
last
you.
slide?
Yeah, please, and also say how much of your narrative will take you out
See,
to Kerala.
I will, because I know it's time to close now. Only one line I have to say. Let Ram save this nation from Modi. That's all.
No, but I would like to also give my
Yeah,
last
please,
word.
please have your-
My last line would be when you talk about the education policy, I think if DMK is talking about Dravidian movement and Dravidian ideologies, I think they should forget everything and bring in Samachir Kalvi, which was brought in by Kalingar, which they do not follow. Secondly, when they talk about, against Modi, I think if they have one leader in the India alliance, what they're talking about, they can place one person, India and the 28 other parties, what they have, one person who's going to be the face against Modi. Secondly, when my friend Mr. Sarvanan spoke about the NEET, I think you should give the credit to them because it was Nalini Chidambaram who stood at the steps of Supreme Court and she said you cannot take NEET out of Tamil Nadu. And let us remember, NEET was brought in by Congress. Thank you.
May I have the last line? And the last line
Please,
is that...
one, very short. We are completely out of time.
Last line is that, as an anchor, don't give last line to anyone.
That's a good one.
Any Tom, Dick and Harry will do a better job than Mr. Modi.
If I may request our speakers to please remain on stage for a quick minute, I'd like to invite Ms. Lakshmi Menon to present our speakers individually with mementos. Thank you very much to our speakers, our session chair, for an explosive conversation. Of course, no glossing over any topic here at the ThinkEdu Conclave 2024. And I do have to say that the candor that we have experienced in this session will in fact continue. We do have a lot of conversations, a lot of interesting ideas, different perspectives, multiple narratives, all being shared here on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I extend our thanks to each of our speakers. A loud round of applause as we share our gratitude. A quick photo op. We truly appreciate the time and, of course, your valuable insights. Very special thanks to our speakers. Thank you very much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, here at the 13th edition of the ThinkEdu Conclave, I'm happy to let you know that we have an exciting new session. This is going to be, well, exploring the future in a single glance. Careers of 20 unravel the dynamic landscape that awaits. It is my pleasure to invite Ms. Ruchi Anand, Senior Director, Talent and Learning Solutions, India at LinkedIn. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. It is also my pleasure to invite Ms. Innocent Divya, Managing Director, Tamil Nadu Skill Development Corporation. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. Chairing this session, I'd like to invite Ms. Kaveri Bamzai, Senior Journalist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be, like I said, a look into the future in one single glance. We look forward to an exciting conversation. A loud round of applause as I hand over the floor to our session chair, Ms. Kaveri Bamzai.
Hello. Quite an anticlimax, I think, after the last session. But we'll try and at least make up with information, if not with firepower. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me. I want to start with you, Ruchi, because no one knows this data perhaps better than you. LinkedIn is where we all go to apply for jobs and look for better ones. What really are the jobs currently that people are looking for?
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. Good to be here and share, some of my views representing LinkedIn. So to answer your question, let me just set a broader stage first in terms of where we are. As per the World Economic Forum data, there was a report which was Future of Jobs that was released mid last year in conjunction with LinkedIn data, because today LinkedIn has over 1 billion members globally, and we have updates on the platform that we have 5 million updates per minute. So basis that, we've been able to kind of see what that report really says is that globally, over the next 5 years, 1/4 of all jobs will be disrupted or changed. What essentially that may be twin transitions that will be behind these changes, which means one is, of course, technology, the rise of AI, and the other is green transition. So these two primarily will really make a lot of change. So 63 million new jobs will be created, 69 million tasks. There will be certain tasks that will be more prone to automation and that will evolve. So that